Hey, just got out of Child's Play. Oh, cow. Now I have a even more firm appreciation for the original Child's Play with Brad Dourif as the voice, the original Andy, Andy's mom, I believe David Naughton as the detective. This little twist to it was the AI, which makes sense because we're all AI immersed in how this AI version of Chucky learns and adapts and imitates. So in the beginning, there's a Vietnamese worker in a factory that removes Chucky's safety parameters and violence inhibitors. Why would a child's doll have a CPU that needed a violence inhibitor is beyond me, but okay. So then the doll gets shipped off to Zedmart. The original owners return it because the eyes glow red. So the single mother buys it for her son Andy. This version of Andy is socially awkward. He's immersed into social media, has a hearing aid. So then she gives it to him as a birthday gift. He, receives it or whatever. It's refurbished, faulty. There's some quirks in this particular Chucky's AI programming. So then the Chucky named himself Chucky because the original name he wanted to give him was I don't know, I forget. So subsequently, Chucky imprints, I guess, the Caslin doll can imprint on its host. Also, the Chucky doll is a part of the Caslin system. It's almost like a Google Mini, the Google Hub Mini, where it connects to your thermostat, your radio, your TV, your Google Home. That's basically what a part of Chucky is, part of this AI ecosystem, okay, which is going to come to play later on in the movie. So then as Andy and Chucky kind of form their bond, he meets two new friends, Pug and Ellen, right? So then there's the mom's boyfriend, Sean or Shane or whatever. They don't get along, of course. Chucky sees this dynamic. First they're playing around, and then Andy gets scratched by the cat, Rooney. And of course, Chucky sees this and takes it as a personal insult or threat to Andy, because in this AI version of Chucky, he wants to protect Andy, really wants to be Andy's friend, wants Andy to become happy, and doesn't want anything or anybody to stand in the way of his happiness, right? So then Andy goes out and comes back in, and Chucky is strangling the cat. And he's like, no, you can't do that. Almost like T2 when John had to teach the T2 Arnold's character, you can't kill people, killing is bad, no more killing, just maiming, just hurt people, you just can't kill them. That wasn't funny. So then of course Chucky ends up killing the cat anyway. Chucky records everything as playback, as kind of his motivation to Andy, say, hey, they didn't like you, this is why I had to do what I did. Okay, so then come to find out, the mother's boyfriend has a whole family. He's married and cheating on the girlfriend, whatever the case may be. So then before that, Andy and the boyfriend Shane get into it, and then Andy in a fit of rage is like, I wish he wasn't here, I wish he was gone. Of course, Chucky sees this, records this, and like, okay, takes his ass as cute to get rid of Shane. So then Shane is taking up on the ladder on the second story of his house, removing Christmas lights. Chucky knocks him down, and then Shane lands on he breaks both tibias, right, in a very painful, gruesome, gory fashion. And it was like a freeze frame. You can see the bone sticking out of his leg, out of his skin. And so then he's on the ground crawling in a watermelon patch. Chucky turns on the ground tiller. The tiller pretty much gets a hold of the Christmas lights that's wrapped around Shane's body. And then Chucky climbs on top. And then the tiller pretty much scalps Shane, and then Chucky does his stabbing thing, right? And then there's this weird thing where Omar ends up with Chucky, because Helen, Pug, and Andy throw Chucky's body in the garbage dumpster, the garbage chute. Somehow it ends up with Omar. Omar's trying to teach Chucky how to stab like Tupac, or this is for Tupac in the stabbing motion. Okay, also the AI in Chucky also learns that he perceives violence as a way to being happy. They're watching like a fake Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and Andy says, and the Chucky AI is like, oh, this makes Andy happy, violence and killing and the whole scalping thing. So when the Shane got scalped by the tiller, he actually wraps the skin of the scalped face around a watermelon and puts it on Andy's desk as a gift to Andy. Of course, Andy and Helen and Pug are freaking out because, like, this is a dead person's face. So they had the right idea to wrap it up in wrapping paper, give it to Doreen. Doreen is the next door neighbor, down the hall neighbor, who happens to be the mother of the new detective played by Paperboy. For those that don't know who Paperboy is, if you watch ATL on Fox with Donald Glover, Paperboy is the rapper, whatever. Okay, so then they throw the body down and shoot, and then the maintenance man, the creepy maintenance man that hacks everybody's Caslin systems to watch, spy on people through the closed captioning system. He gets a hold of Chucky's body, buys a new CPU, wants to open them up and see what it takes, of course, and he brings Chucky back to life. Chucky's recording all this, and so then Chucky, in his murderous intent, ends up killing the maintenance man, cuts both of his the calf muscles. Then somehow the maintenance man ends up on top of a table saw, hold on to a pipe. And then Chucky, displaying his AI ecosystem awareness, activates the pipes, the heating pipes, so the pipes get hot, so the guy's hanging off, and he eventually lets go because the pipes are too hot, drops onto the table saw, and his leg, literally thigh, just gets cut off, and he's dead. Okay, so then the one death I didn't understand was Doreen, which is the detective's mother. So then Doreen orders a Caslin car Uber, which is a driverless car, takes her to bingo. Chucky's like, you're not gonna mess up with my friendship with Andy. Starts controlling the Caslin car with Doreen inside, makes it do circles, donuts, hits cars in the parking lot. So then it makes it ram, it disables the seatbelt. How, I don't understand that. That's a physical attribute. And then turns off the passenger airbag, crashes the car head first into another car, and then she looks around looking for him. He's like, I'm here. So then he ends up he shows up in the car and it stabs Doreen in the chest, kills her. Of course, the detective played by Paperboy comes to a murder scene, sees it's his mother, and flips out because obviously he thinks it's Andy. Of course, Andy has a little mental breakdown. Chucky's playing mind games with him. People think Andy's crazy because, of course, Andy's blaming Chucky for everything. Helen and Pug at some point disassociate themselves with Andy. So then the whole third act leads up to like almost a Carrie-esque situation where Chucky basically lures everybody, well, not say lure everybody to the Z-Mart, but the Z-Mart's having a Buddy 2 release special. And Chucky's part of the Buddy 1, so you got Buddy 2 coming out, so everyone's clamoring for Buddy 2. And then somehow Chucky stabs the store manager it's in costume for the Buddy 2. All hell breaks loose. Chucky starts activating all the drones inside of Z-Mart, activates the lockdown system for Z-Mart, locking people in so that all the drones can start impaling people and start killing people. Pug is about to catch a drone until Detective Mike steps in and takes one in the chest, presumably dead. So then they make the Pug, Helen, and Andy are on the way out the store. Then, of course, Chucky shows on screen that he has kidnapped his mother and holding her hostage. Andy says, I got to go see my mom. He goes to the back store to confront Chucky and save his mom. So then Chucky and Andy get into it. They're fighting over the rope because the mother is attached to a fork truck tied around, and he raises the forks, and she's suffocating, or she's being strangled, whatever. Andy cuts the rope. They fall to the ground, and then Andy, almost in like Winter Soldier fashion or like Civil War, takes the knife and stabs it into Andy's CPU. And Andy and the mom start to get up and go walk off, and then here comes Chucky one last time, and then a gunshot rings out, striking Chucky, and it's none other than Detective Mike, who we presumed was dead because he took a drone to the side of the chest. Then the mother climbs on the back of Chucky and rips off his head. Now you would think Chucky's dead, not really, because if you understand how AI and Chucky.
Whoops. So yeah, Chucky's not dead. He's AI. He's part of the Caslin ecosystem, the hub, and they removed all the Buddy 2s, kept the Buddy 1s, repackaged the Buddy 1s, and you saw them put up the last Buddy 1 on the shelf, and then you saw the eyes go red, and he crack a smile. So clearly, depending on how much money this movie makes, determines if we'll see a sequel to the Child's Play. Yeah, that's my review for Child's Play. Y'all have a good one. Peace.